Hi, everyone. This is Zach Keeping here from SSW, and welcome to the SSW Rewards Sprint Review and Planning. So let's jump right into it. All right, so this was Sprint 53. For Sprint 53, we had 5 sprint goals. Unfortunately, most weren't met. So starting from the top, we had a notifications video and leaderboard video, which haven't been done yet. There was work that JK has done to complete a lot of the UI changes to, I guess, complete the work there to make a video about. But yeah, that's still not entirely complete. Did you want to speak about that at all, JK, or you happy to move on?
I can just add that the majority of the UI has been deployed for notifications. So we can check those later and we'll see some nicer sidebars and stuff like that. There are some minor issues with layout, which would likely be addressed in for V4. So by the time I found them, I already got client work, so I didn't got to record the done video with those minor faults. For leaderboard, currently there is a pull request opened that fixes about 80 to 90% of the feedback. Still, the marketing pictures and the QR codes are missing in the header, so it's not complete. It has auto scrolling and lots of other things, but not complete. So yeah, that's the state of these two.
Yep. And we had 2 that were done. The main one being
Adam, you muted. I think I
Yeah, I just wanted to know, did you have a big PR that you wanted somebody to accept?
For leaderboard, currently there is one, but Zach did look into it, but there's some Copilot suggestions that would take a bit longer to pass through and verify. For the notifications, Zach did look into it and it's now in production.
Right. Okay. But
Yeah.
do you have outstanding PRs that you need to get in?
Just the leaderboard.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll pick that up and implement what needs to be done there. Cool. So we had 2 complete. One was adding the Yakshaver quiz. So I threw together some questions about Yakshaver, and we made a new quiz out of it, and that's now live in the app. And everyone also should have received a notification that that's live in the app. Which all seemed to be working well, so that ticks off that box too for the last sprint's notifications PBI. So that should be all good. And the next one that was done was reviewing all of the UX and UI for the delete buttons throughout the app. So I worked with Michaela to get that done, and we've created a whole bunch of PBIs because there's a lot that needs to be done there for the admin portal.
I watched probably 7 or 8 yak shaves. They were excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, the yak shaves are good, but yeah, a lot to do. But that'll be our focus for the next sprint to clean all that up.
What were your thoughts when she was going through all the delete button functionality through the UI?
It was about what I expected. I know a lot of the admin portal is, yeah, it's never been much of a focus for the team throughout the years. So a lot of the implementations of like what we've done has been really kind of thrown together haphazardly. So
what is the UI framework? Is it Material?
Blazor, Mud Blazor.
Oh, it's Mud Blazor.
Yeah.
Well, so the portal is Blazor.
Yep. Yep. So it's entirely .NET, the project.
Okay. When I switched from one phone to the other and I installed the new version, what was the reason? Do you know the reason why it was logged down on the old version?
Yeah, I have no idea. I assume it's something to do with the secure storage of maybe tokens or something that either one thing came across, someone got invalidated, or vice versa.
Got invalidated by migrating to another phone. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a new device token or something. I'm not too sure.
Can you call Sam and Jeffrey and try to work that out, just to see, in case you know?
Yeah, no worries. Cool. And yeah, the other one that still hasn't been done yet is the updating the roadmap.
Yep. I'll try to work on this next week.
That seems like a little one.
Yeah. Should not be that long. But I kind of want to have a talk with you, Adam, about this, and I struggle to find some time to call you. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
all right. So yeah, brief breakdown. This was sprint 53. We had a duration that was basically 3 weeks, but very broken. So it worked out to be basically 10 man days, split down the middle, basically exactly 1 week each for me and JK, but on completely different days. So we're never really on the same project, or yeah, we're never really on rewards at the same time, unfortunately. And yeah, this is the timesheet data. So yeah, basically exactly a week each for me and JK. What got done? So these are the PBIs for the last sprint. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 PBIs, and 5 were done, with 3 still in progress and 1 still to do. So there's not many. I'll just run through these. So the first one from the top, we had a bug with the CDN purge not working. So new uploads or new deployments for the admin portal might not purge the cache correctly, and you kind of end up with a out-of-date stale data causing issues. So JK's fixed that, so that all our deployments should be working going forward. We implemented offline support for the Earn tab. So if you go to the quiz page and you're maybe in airplane mode, or you don't have any connectivity, that shouldn't crash, and it should load the cache data if it exists. So it should play a lot more nicely. And there's some better error handling in terms of, say you try to load a quiz and you're offline, you'll get a nice notifications telling you, hey, you can't do this because we need internet connectivity, and it won't just error and crash or anything obscure like that. So that should be working.
Can you highlight which one you're talking about?
Yep. So this one, the Earn tab.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Another issue here was the Android crash that we had reported from the previous sprint. This was kind of an obscure one, and this one took me a while to really dig down and debug and replicate and find a solution to, but I did finish that. So it was just a weird kind of threading issue with certain tasks not running on the main thread or the UI thread that was causing issues and weird crashes. So I've put out a fix for that. Haven't seen any new bug reports from that since then, so hopefully in the clear. So that should be all good now. And yeah, as I spoke to before, we've got the new Yakshaver quiz, so anyone can go in and have a play at that now. And we had one more Android crash that I picked up from the Crashlytics, which was an extremely obscure one that we only had one report of, that I fixed up. Again, it was just kind of a weird Java kind of intense issue. So I put out a quick fix for that today. And yeah, still in progress. Again, are just basically these videos that still need to be done, or the last of that. I need to look into that PR to clean up the leaderboard, and hopefully when JK ever gets time again, we can do the videos for these. And yep, still to do is the roadmap. So hopefully we'll get that done for the next sprint. Any questions about this?
Who did all the testing when you released the new version?
Pretty much just myself. We did one release earlier in the week, and that was basically in testing for a couple weeks now. Wasn't really much change. It was just mostly to fix the there was an old like scrolling bug with the quiz results where you couldn't actually scroll your quiz results. So that's was finally made live. But yeah, at the moment it's just kind of myself for the most part.
Right. When you test offline and you go leaderboard, earn the camera, when you go from the camera to the next one, network, it takes a long time to display or it dies. That's my experience. I don't know if you've tested this, but
networking.
That's why I would test it offline. You said the PBI is done and tested. Has anyone tested other than you? But going from the camera to network, it will take a long time or it will die.
Okay, I can yeah, I'll make a note to look into that. I think network was one of the first ones we implemented for the offline.
Right, I'm just wondering who tested, whether you clicked all the buttons offline. Because also when you go from redeem back to network, it will crash. It's not a very common scenario to be offline and trying to go through those things, but it shouldn't crash.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give myself a quick note to review this. We should probably review maybe our beta testing process and see if we can get a more structured way of getting beta builds out to people and getting feedback.
Yeah, I don't think you can say it's tested if the developer that wrote it has deployed it and tested it himself.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll make a note to review the testing process so we can make this a bit more stringent.
Yeah, maybe we need something that is reversed to book days where we can have who is not booked and available for testing, because yeah, we're starting to have issues that we don't even know who is available.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Which is a consultancy is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Because everyone's on client work.
Yep. Okay. Any other questions or concerns with these PBIs? Or?
No, it's good.
Okay, cool. Moving on. This is the sprint burn up. This is just an overview of the sprint. As you can see, there's pretty much no activity for a couple of weeks there, and then we started to check things in this final week, which is the spike here. That's the completed work, and a slight uptick in. I think that was one bug I added from the Crashlytics log, but yeah, still some open there from those unfinished PBIs. Code coverage, still don't really have much of a testing suite set up, but hopefully next sprint we can start seeing more of this. But I'll get onto that with the planning. The overall burn up, so this is for the entire project itself. You can see a slight uptick in completed, but also some added PBIs, which should be mostly Michaela's PBIs with all the UI UX work. And the stats for this, basically 13 new PBIs, 69% were with YakShaver, so 9 of those. We completed 9 PBIs, so the net change is +4, so slightly outpaced by these new PBIs from Michaela. So the pipeline stats, so we had 1 mobile app released to production. That was early this week. 0 API deployments. There's no change there. We had 4 updates to the beta test flight, none to identity, and we had 1 admin portal release.
So, SSW identity switched from .NET 8 to .NET 10. Why do you say there's no changes to identity?
Okay, I might have missed that then. Was that 1 deployment?
I'm not sure
Yeah,
what was done, but
Yeah, there was going from 7 to 10, but as far as I know, the difference was mostly just a small change in callback URL. I remember, Zach, that you did something, if I remember correctly, a small change in auth recently.
Did I? You mean in my PRs or?
Yeah, in PRs.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that was more of an Android thing than a API.
Maybe we already handled the callbacks correctly, but it would be good to retest the SSW identity part.
Yep.
But yeah, technically, Sam did one deployment. Actually,
Okay.
I don't know
Cool.
how many deployments he did.
All right. I'll set that to 1, and then I'll give myself a to-do to review this. Cool. Cool. All right. Moving on. This is the application health timeline. So a kind of steady failed requests graph, apart from a couple of spikes. I did look into these spikes, and it's kind of what we always see, just random spikes in bot activity, kind of trying to hit random URLs and endpoints on our API server. But nothing really out of the ordinary, no real failures as far as I can tell. Any questions about this? No. Cool. So looking at our Crashlytics for the past few weeks. So this is iOS. There were 2 crashes, but these were just from me testing the offline functionality. So no crashes in the real world, which is always good to see. And for Android, we just had the 1 crash, which was that one I resolved earlier today, or should be resolved. But yeah, nothing else, which is good to see. And that's over 3 weeks. So that's, yeah, a good result. Any questions about these?
no.
No. Copilot stats. JK, would you like to speak about this?
So for the Copilot stats, most of the time Zach was speaking, with Hugo speaking toward the end, and I have spoken quite a bit at the beginning. And based on the Copilot stats, we took 40 minutes for the planning, and people will show up as speaker X. So that's just the figure. Can you scroll down?
Yeah, just a note.
So the main
Hold
item
on.
to do.
I think you can delete that note because they're relevant in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Garrett.
Just confused
Cool.
me a bit. So the main item to do next is to fix all the UI issues in the admin portal based on Michael's feedback, with a focus on improving delete button functionality and addressing related UI inconsistencies.
Yep.
And if we scroll down, so Zach used GitHub Copilot with GPT-5 and Yakshaver. I used mostly GitHub Copilot with Sonnet 4.5 and Yakshaver, as far as I remember. It's been almost 2 weeks now.
Yep. Hugo, would you like to do the retro?
Yep, let's do the retro. So what went well this sprint? Well, I think it's nice that we have a new quiz for Yakshaver, and we were able to confirm that notifications are working. I got one while I was on leave, so that's nice. JK made a great job in the admin portal with the sidebar. It looks way nicer. It's closer to the Figma designs, so that's good. And we are happy that we worked with Michaela to get our insights on the UI state of the delete button in the admin portal. Now, what did not go so well? Well, Zach and JK worked on the project at different times, so they were really never together. That's a bit of a shame, but that's because of client bookings. And yeah, most sprint goals were not completed, especially those 2 videos, but hopefully we'll get that sorted in the next sprints.
On that first thing that didn't go well, can you put in brackets because of client bookings? And the improvements to make is when Zach does a version, he should get it tested.
Yep.
He cannot test his own work. I shouldn't be finding that the offline functionality is still not working correctly. When you go from camera to the next icon, it breaks on iOS. I don't know whether it works on Android.
All right.
Yeah, I was having conversation earlier before we started this meeting that we probably should have a holistic offline mode PBI to basically test everything together and see if we missed anything, because the GitHub issues are still from 6 months or even a year ago. So a lot of things might have changed since. So we do want to do a more holistic.
Honestly, I don't need it to perfectly work offline. All I needed to do was you still see the same screens you had when you were online. You didn't have to do a lot of testing. In this case, we had 0 testing, and I just clicked the links at the bottom and the buttons at the bottom, and it didn't work properly. That's all. So I don't want you to overcook. Making a monster testing effort, but a minimal testing effort that is not the developer is what I need.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
And
Cool.
Zach, you should always want to cover your ass. You want to be able to say, I got Andrew Waltos to test it. I'm sorry, he mustn't be a very good tester. Right?
Yep.
It's much better than you just saying, sorry, didn't ask anyone to test.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, next week I'll do a bit more testing on this, and yeah, probably have a look at our testing process and see if I can hand it off to people to have an actual play with it. Well, any other improvements you want to add?
No.
Okay, cool. Any other questions or concern with the sprint review before I move on?
No, all good.
All right, thank you. All right, now moving on to the forecast for sprint 54. So we went through this earlier, and we have 2 sprint goals. The first one to implement Michaela's UI UX feedbacks. There's a whole bunch of PBIs there that we've moved over to this sprint, and I'll work through that and hopefully get
Can you put in
admin
brackets
board.
delete button? And
Yeah.
JK, are you going to have any time at all to record those videos?
I think I'm booked out until end of this year.
Oh, okay. Right.
There's
So
still
that's a
some.
no. Yep. That's fine.
Okay. Cool. And our second sprint goal was to update the roadmap. Are you happy with these, Adam?
Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
All right, cool. All right, so next sprint will be 55, and that will be in 1 week.
Yep.
And this is our backlog. As you see, I've added a lot of these. A lot of these are just the UI enhancements from Michaela, so I'll work through these for a good majority of the sprint, and then work through some of these in progress items that we didn't finish off from the last sprint. Any questions or concerns with these?
No, all good.
All right, cool. So with that, that concludes the SW Rewards sprint review and forecast for sprints 53 and 54. This will be uploaded to the SW Rewards YouTube page, so you can view this here and go back and see all our other videos and sprint reviews and whatnot. And yeah, so thanks. This is Zach Hugh from SW signing off.
Thanks, Zach.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.